What is the best funnel or strategy for attracting wealthy coaching clients who will pay you your coaching fees, pay in full, and get great results? Well, let's talk about that. And what is a wealthy coaching client? You know, it's somebody who has the money to pay you, essentially. That's what it is, and that's how we want to describe it, okay? So in this video, we're first of all going to talk about the 3 wrong ways that coaches usually do or make, or mistakes they make that sound good but end up bringing in broke people, and then the 3 strategies to make it work in terms of the best funnel. Okay, so number one, as far as the biggest mistake a lot of coaches make in terms of wanting to attract wealthy coaching clients or qualified coaching clients without the money, is they drive people to a call from their content or an ad. It doesn't matter how much money somebody has. They just because they have it doesn't mean they're going to give it to you, right? And so what a lot of people will do, they'll be like, hey, are you making 6 figures a year? Are you this? Are you that? Are you so, you know, all these kinds of things. They'll qualify them on a piece of content or something like that and be like, hey, book a call and we'll chat and see if my coaching program's a good fit from you. And the problem with this is you just don't have a big enough relationship yet. It's too big of a gap to go from they saw an ad and then they clicked and booked a call. Like, it's too big. And so it sounds simple. It makes sense. Yeah, give them a good ad, give them a good piece of content, maybe a video, get them right on the calendar to book a call. They're just not there yet, okay? And so they'll book calls, but then they'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm broke, I'm this, I'm that. And they'll give you all kinds of excuses just to get off the phone and just to be nice, because people aren't going to say to you things like, I really don't want to work with you. I don't want to do this coaching program. I don't trust you. Like, most people who you're going to talk to in terms of coaching are generally not combative, and they're not going to say something to offend you. So they're going to tell you they're broke. They're going to tell you they don't have any money, they don't have any of this. And then guess what? Next thing you know, you go on Facebook and you see they're on a nice European vacation, right? So it's not that they didn't have money, it's they didn't have money for you, okay? And so that's the first mistake a lot of coaches make, just straight to a call from content or an ad or something like that. People do it. Just because you see people do it doesn't mean it works, or it doesn't mean that there isn't a better way. The second problem is they don't call it the proper people who are qualified. See this a lot on ads, a lot on content, and what coaches are afraid of is they're like, I don't want to upset anybody, so I'm not, or I've got. Well, we'll get to what the third issue is, but they're basically not saying who their ideal client is. Your ideal client is one person. You need to speak directly to that ideal person, their problems. Focus only on them, not the whole world, which brings us to number 3, which is the biggest problem that they're not able to attract wealthy coaching clients, is they think they can help everybody. That's great. You may be like a mindset coach, hypothetically, for example, and your stuff works with everybody. That's awesome. And so the problem, though, is you can't help everybody. Maybe you want 5 to 10 new clients a month. Well, how are you going to help 5 to 10 new clients in a month? Well, you've got to make sure you get the right ones, right? So we want the right clients. And so what you're going to do is we're going to exclusively go, hey, are you a 6-figure earner? Are you a professional? Are you working 60 hours a week? Are you? And it speaks exactly to that one person who has that problem. And a lot of coaches are just scared of, like, well, what if there's other people out there who aren't that and they might want my stuff? Well, again, when you speak to everybody, you get nobody, and so everybody comes out to you as broke. Okay, so those are the 3 biggest mistakes. Now, how do we fix this, and what is the best funnel for attracting wealthy coaching clients? I just wanted to help you understand the kind of the wrong way that coaches do this. Now let's talk about the right way. So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand what the type of different funnels there are that can work and which is the best, okay? So the first type of funnel is usually something simple, like taking people to a video. So they get to a page, they give you their name and email, and you redirect them to a video. They press play, they watch the video. If they like it, they book a call. Here's the problem with that one. The problem with the video funnel, it's called a visual sales page, a VSL, is that it doesn't get a very high engagement rate at all. In fact, a lot of times we see clients who've used those funnels, and they're like a 10% engagement rate, meaning if 100 people give you their name and email, maybe 10 of them will watch that video. If you're lucky, 10 of them will watch that video. And so nobody's watching it. And at the bottom, they're seeing a link, they're just booking a call. And they don't even know why they're booking a call. They're like, oh, this looks interesting, I'll book a call. And so then you get all these people who come on, and they're like, yeah, I'm broke, I don't have any money, yeah. And they're like, where am I getting all these broke people again? It's because they're not consuming the content. They're just booking calls and thinking it's interesting and then not showing up or what have you, okay? So that's the first type of funnel. Second type of funnel is more of a lead magnet funnel. Give them a PDF document, give them something to read or something like that. And the problem with that funnel, same thing. Very low consumption rate. Maybe a few people out of 100 are going to read it. Maybe they're going to, it's just low consumption rate. They'll book calls, but they're not going to show up, okay? The other funnel is what we call like a book funnel. You drive them and you send them to a link to buy a book that you'd normally, free plus shipping or something like that, give them, and give them a bunch of bonuses. And then as soon as they take your free plus shipping book, you get them to book a call. Well, they've only just like given you $3, right? So, I mean, technically they're a buyer, but they've consumed nothing. And so then they book a call. And so that really is hard to make work. And what we want to do is we want a high consumption rate. So how do we get that? Well, before we get to that, and before I share with you the strategy to get a massive consumption rate, so people are like, oh my gosh, how do I work with you? And the ones who have the money, what I need you to do is two quick things. First of all, click the like button on this video. And that way I'll know you'll like it so I can create more of them like this, right? Second thing I need you to do is hit the subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, I'm going to know you like this video and or that you want more of them. Plus, guess what? You're going to get all the upcoming videos I have. I've spent about 2.8 million on Facebook ads since 2021, getting coaching clients for my own business. And what that's enabled me to do is create a huge database about what's working, what's not working, how to do it, secret strategies. And I share it all over here for free on YouTube. But if you don't know about every video that's coming up, you're not going to know how to use it, and you might miss out on something that could have been the exact thing you needed to grow your coaching business. So hit subscribe. That way you'll be notified when he's in. You'll see him in your news feed, and then you'll be able to use them because it only takes one strategy. And again, I'm teaching it all for free. All the stuff we're using on Facebook ads and funnels and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good deal. Click subscribe. Now, what we want to do is get the highest consumption rate. So how do we do that so that we can attract wealthy coaching clients? Well, we're going to do two things. The first thing we need a traffic source that has people who are qualified. A lot of people think it's LinkedIn. Well, the problem with LinkedIn is it's a lot of work and their ads platform is really hard to use. So we're going to use Facebook ads because we can target buyers, meaning we can target household income. Top 5% of household income. We can layer it with buyer interest groups and stuff like that. And there's a lot of ways we can niche it down. And then we're going to speak to your ideal client and pull them out. So that's the first thing we're going to do. But the second thing we need to do is get these buyer coaching clients into a high consumption funnel. Okay. So the best funnel is what I like to use is an automated webinar funnel. Now, why? Well, a few reasons. First of all, it gets people in the mindset that it's a webinar, so it can be longer. If you send people to a video sales letter or just a video, you've maybe got 10, 15 minutes max before people are like, I don't want to watch this stupid video anymore. They're done. But when you have an automated webinar, people are in the mindset of learning, and your webinar can be 20 minutes, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, all that kind of stuff. And people are in the mindset to learn. So that's why a webinar is so important. The second reason why we believe why a webinar works is because the show-up rates are super high. My show-up rate on the last 30,000 webinar people has been about 70%. 70%, okay? Like I said, you get 100 people who register for your ebook or video or something like that, you might get 10%. Mine's 70%. So the consumption rate is extremely high. Okay, so that gives you a chance to build a super solid relationship with these people. Because just remember, just because somebody has money doesn't mean they're just going to give it to you. One of the reasons they got money is because they don't give it to everybody, right? They're not like a lot of people just give away their money and try stupid things. And so the myth is that, well, I'm going to attract wealthy coaching clients and they'll just give me the money because they have money. Well, no. Okay, one of the qualifications is they do need to have money, but the second thing is you do need to have a relationship with them to get them to the point where they're like feel that they're going to fix a $50,000 problem for $5K that you're going to charge them, right? And so it's both and. So technically, yeah, you want people who are wealthy, who have money, who can invest in your coaching, but at the same time, we've got to establish this relationship through a high ticket funnel, ideally a webinar funnel, that gets them to a level where they're like, oh my gosh, I have to work with you. I can't not work with you. and get them to that level of a relationship. Okay, here's what I want to do. I have an upcoming webinar. It's called the 300-word Facebook ad strategy to attract coaching clients. It's the webinar it's going to share with you exact secrets I've used to invest almost $2.8 million in still in one of the Facebook ads to build a six-figure a month coaching business. What's working now, what's not working, mistakes I've made, the key secrets that you need to know to attract these clients who actually have the money and then get them to buy. Plus the biggest mistakes that gurus are telling you that is contrary to what's actually working right now, and why Facebook ads, in my experience, is the best place to get qualified coaching clients, and why it's actually easier due to Facebook's advancements in their artificial intelligence, why it's easier than ever before. So click the link in the description or in the pinned post, and we'll see you on that webinar.